My name is Steve Baker, and today I want to demonstrate to you how to provide maximum uptime with your phone system, phone voice services to your customers. This is using the IPC Telecom Disaster Routing Cloud Service. Once again, we're trying to emulate your phone system and complete capabilities that offers for you and your company. Some of the requirements for this service is you must be obviously an existing IPC Telecom customer. We must be providing SIP service to your phone numbers. So based off your DIDs, this is how we're going to configure each location and the numbers that are being called for your disaster routing capability, your failovers. This can be a cloud or a premise configuration. You must provide us designated destinations so when we route calls that are being automatically failed over to the disaster routing service, these are already defined so they can automatically be routed to cell phones, landlines, any kind of destination, even other SIP locations as well for this service. And once again, the primary factor here is a SIP device loses its SIP registration, whether it's a SIP telephony system, just a SIP phone out there registered, maybe even a SIP ATA, maybe providing some faxing. Based off that registration loss, that's what kicks and initiates the failover process to provide disaster routing services for your location. So this is how the disaster routing works. Once again, that customer's SIP device loses registration. The SIP cloud services are monitoring that DID and the registration for the account on that individual phone line. Once connectivity is lost, the cloud service waits for 30 seconds just to make sure that it has gone down. The cloud service will automatically route any DID from that location to via once again the SIP connection or registration status, and it'll route that over immediately to the failover configuration that you have provided for us. Once again, the cloud service will test that connection every 3 minutes. Make sure that the other registration hasn't reestablished. We do that for a minimum of 3 minutes just to make sure there's no flapping between the services going up and down. After the registration has been reestablished and those 3 minutes have passed and the system has tested that it's good to go, it'll automatically reestablish calls back to your primary configuration, obviously back to your phone system or whatever device that was the registration SIP device endpoint for that. And then the cloud service once again goes into a monitoring mode, monitoring to see if there's any loss for that connection. Some of the capabilities you have with the failover and disaster routing services, you can have unique caller IDs coming out to your endpoint so they know if they look at, like, for example, you have your receptionist's cell phone, she's answering calls, she can get a specific DID that tells her, oh, we may be down, I need to answer this as a business call. The customer will never see the destination's DR true caller ID, so there's no worry for that receptionist, once again, her personal cell phone being displayed to the end customer. The failover service can route calls, and we recommend this obviously to an IVR unless you just have to have it go directly to someone live. But if you go to the IVR, it's easy to configure that IVR to route calls to those external destinations. The menu can have custom recordings, and the menus themselves can be customized, plus with multiple submenus as well if you need them. Call recording can be turned on if you want to track calls at that level. Also, by default, this is just an inbound service providing you to keep connectivity to your customers. But we can turn on a Dyson number for you if you need to have your internal employees use their personal devices to reach to the phone cloud service and then dial out, protecting their personal information on their cell phones and home lines and things like that. And you also have in the disaster routing failover, you have the capabilities of having full ring groups and ACD groups to ring those outside numbers in a round-robin fashion or all at one. So those capabilities are still there if needed. The service failover pricing for this disaster routing capability is, once again, it's $35 per month for each DID. So if you have a main line, you can have all these features turned on for just $35 a month and route it to as many endpoint destinations. We don't care. It's just the billing on the individual DID itself to enable that capability. $65 for any kind of toll-free. And if you just need a pass-through, you're not going to do any kind of IVR configuration, call recording, anything like that, we can just do it a dynamic pass-through to a single destination for $25 a month. Some of your case scenarios, once again, you can utilize this for any type of telecom loss. You can even utilize this for power outages and severe weather. And once again, it's fully customized to each destination for each customer's location. And it's, once again, the best thing about this is it's fully automated. So that's just a quick overview of the disaster routing failover services that IPC Telecom can offer you. If you have any questions or comments or would like to enable this service, go ahead and reach out to your account representative, and they can really get this enabled for you and gather some information and get it implemented for you. Once again, my name is Steve Baker. Thanks for watching this video, and have a great day.